උසස් පෙළ ජීව විද්‍යාව රසායන විද්‍යාව සිංහල සහ ඉංග්‍රීසි මාධ්‍යයෙන් වසර 3ක විශිෂ්ට ප්‍රතිඵල සමගින් ඔන්ලයින් තාක්ෂණයෙන් වැඩිම සිසුන් පිරිසකගේ විශ්වාසය දිනාගත් ජීව විද්‍යා රසායන විද්‍යා ගුරුතුමිය මధుරි සේනාරත්න ඇලේගොඩ අවිස්සාවෙල්ල රුවන්වැල්ල සහ කෑගල්ල ප්‍රදේශ ආවරණය කරමින් 2024 සහ 25 A-level නව භෞතික පන්ති ආරම්භ කරන වගයි බ්‍රයිට්වේ කරුණැල්ල අදම ලියාපදිංචි වී විෂයන් 3න් 2කටම ඒ සිහිනය එකම ගුරුවරයෙක්ගෙන් සෙබෑ කරගන්න ඔන්ලයින් පන්ති සඳහාද නවක සිසුන් දැන් බදවාගෙන වැඩි විස්තර 076 432 73 62 WhatsApp අංකයෙන් සහ රිච් සයන්ස් මధుරි සේනාරත්න YouTube channel සහ Facebook පිටුවෙන්.
Okay, Rashini, finished? Yes, then the new topic, properties of cathode rays. Properties of cathode rays. Within the brackets, mention this one, experimental observations. Hari. The first property like that. Hari. Properties means like that. When we are describing someone, we use the skin color of that particular person, hair color, hair nature, like that. We use their qualities like that. Those are the properties of that particular person. No, this animal or plant or anything like that. Properties of cathode rays means their charge and their mass, like that. Those are the properties of cathode rays. The very first property of cathode rays, Hari, we can how we can say it, we can present a property. We can say this is a property of cathode rays, but we have to prove that particular property by using some experiments. After proving by using experiments, we can say those are the properties, like that. The very first property of cathode rays: travel in straight lines. Cathode rays travel in straight lines. Like that. Cathode rays travel in straight lines. Remember that they are made up of electrons. Those are the particles of that ray. Then we have to arrange an experiment to prove this observation. The experiment looks like this. This is the glass jar as usual. And this is the anode. Sorry, this is the cathode. Negative pole means the cathode. This is the cathode. And here the anode is arranged like this. This is the anode. This is the anode. According to their religion, they used a metal cross. Metal cross was used. A metal object was used. Metal cross. Then after applying a voltage between these two, cathode rays are originated. What about the observation? There was a shadow of this object. There was a shadow of that object. There was a shadow with that object with sharp edges. Sharp edges at the opposite pole to the cathode. This is the cathode. This is the opposite pole. Here, this is the shadow of the object, opaque object. at the opposite pole of the cathode. And this is the anode, this is the metal object. Metal object. Those are the cathode rays. Cathode rays. Okay, draw this one, then we can write the note. Cathode rays are migrating in linear pathways. That is why a shadow of the opaque object can be seen at the opposite pole of the cathode, right? Opposite pole to the cathode with sharp edges. Sharp edges. Okay. Okay. Yashmini finished? Yashmini finished?
No, miss, wait a minute.
Okay. Then we can write the note. uh, under this part, write this one after drawing this part. When an opaque object, that means not transmembrane one, like a metal cross, like a metal cross is placed in the path of cathode rays in a discharge tube, a shadow with sharp edges, of the metal cross is formed at the end, opposite to the cathode. The placement of the shadow, yes, any problem? The placement of the shadow proves that cathode rays emit from the cathode and they travel in straight lines. After finishing this one, highlight these things. This is a new thing. Cathode rays emit from cathode. It is a new thing under this topic. Cathode rays emit from the cathode, and highlight this one. Travel in straight lines. By using that metal cross, we can prove this experimental observation, this property by using the experimental observation, by using a metal cross. I think you can understand what I'm saying here. Ari, when an opaque object like a metal cross is placed in the path of cathode rays in a discharge tube, that means the glass tube, a shadow with sharp edges, highlight this one also. A shadow with sharp edges of the metal cross is formed at the end opposite to the cathode. The placement of the shadow proves that cathode rays emit from the cathode and they travel in straight lines. They travel in straight lines. Yes, the second experimental observation. One. The second experimental observation. Cathode rays are beam of particles having mass and possess kinetic energy. The experiment like that. If you can remember your childhood, we used some paddles. Hari api kiyane hulang rodayak kiyala. Like Yashmini, you also, I think you used this one. When we are going some waterfalls, Hari, when we are playing in water, we make such a thing. මෙහෙම කැරකෙන මේවා by using coconut leaves like that. May Yashmini, have you done these things in your childhood?
Yes, miss.
Yeah. Okay. Those are the rotating paddle නේ. හරි ඕගලන්ට මතක ඇති ළමයි ඒ කියන්නේ මෙහෙම දියාලි වල එහෙම අපි ඔහම මේ වැටෙනකොට අල්ලන්නේ ඔහම කැරකෙන්න තලබම්බර වගේ දේවල්. හරි here you can understand why it is rotated. Hari, why it is rotated. When we are running in the wind, it is rotated due to the help of the wind. Hari, it is rotated due to the help of the energy of wind or energy of water. Energy of water. Hari, in here we used a light paddle. It looks like this. A metal arrangement is there inside this. This is the light paddle. Hari, it is a light paddle which can be rotated. Like some ball-like structures which are placed in some perfumes, small perfumes. Can you remember? Like that, it can be rotated. In this experiment, we make the glass tube and the cathode and anode looks like this. Here we placed this arrangement. Here a metal skeleton. Inside this, a light paddle wheel is placed like this. How it is rotated? Actually, when a voltage is applied between the cathode and anode, and when the cathode is heated, it started to rotate. It started to rotate due to the help of the energy of cathode rays. Know any things here? We know cathode rays are migrating from cathode to anode. Due to the action of cathode rays, due to the energy of cathode rays, this light paddle wheel is rotated. Therefore, we can say this energy is energy means kinetic energy. Why it should kinetic energy? Here the cathode ray is a moving particle. Cathode rays is Cathode ray is composed of electrons which are moving. The energy which includes in moving particles, we say that particular energy is called as the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is given by half into mv square neda. Can you remember kinetic
Yes,
energy?
teacher.
Yes. Then m means the mass of the particle, v means the velocity of the particle. Hari? Due to the presence of kinetic energy, we can say cathode rays have a kinetic energy. Other than that, it has a mass and it has a velocity also. If you can remember, there is a term as momentum. Momentum is given by mv product. M means the mass, V means the velocity. As there is a mass and velocity, as there is a kinetic energy, definitely it should has a momentum. Therefore, we can say, according to this experimental observation, cathode rays have kinetic energy, mass, and momentum. Okay, so note down these things, then we will make the note. Any questions? Any doubts? Yashmini, any doubts here?
No, Miss.
Yes, Prashani, any doubts? Tamasha,
No, teacher.
Rashini.
No, madam.
Okay, note this.